Welcome to Spiritual Mystic. My name is Katrina, and this is your Goddess Archetype reading for Monday, March 12th, 2018. As I promised last week, I'm going to do more in-depth readings of the archetypes. An archetype, I don't like the definition of archetype in most dictionaries. It's used as an example for a group sometimes, and while that's true to a degree, an archetype goes deeper than that. From a psychological and spiritual standpoint, an archetype is an ideal. It's someone that we respect, or when you respect someone, you can also fear them. But an archetype is something or someone who has parts of their personality that we wish we had in our own personality. It's not that we identify with that person or that goddess or that entity so much as we wish we could identify with them. Or we hear their story and we think, well, something very similar happened to me, or that's also true for me to a degree. And you see how they've taken something dark or bad or negative and used it to their advantage. They've taken a weakness and turned it into a strength. Or they've taken bad circumstances and used them to produce something good. With women notoriously, for too many years, thousands of years now, have been feared by large groups of patriarchal men who fear our wisdom, they fear our power, they fear what they see in us because they identify with it. And I know there's some men out there watching going, oh no, not me, I would never do that. Well, I agree with you. A lot of men wouldn't do that. I can give you one really good example. My brother respects women, he loves women, and he believes women are his equal. But he's the exception, not the rule. Far too many men, for far too many years, have feared women because you see in us the same things you see in yourself. You see our ability to shed blood, our ability to be angry and use that anger to our advantage, our ability to fight back. But that isn't, for some women, that is our nature. If there's such a thing as reincarnation, this is my first time around as a woman. I can identify too much with warriors and soldiers and fighting and standing up for rights and trying to make the world a better place. I believe women want to do this, but we want to do it through love and compassion and understanding. And when that doesn't work, then we end up being the bad guy. Or you say, oh, it's that time of love. No. Our hormones are what allow us to grow life in our bodies. We're the fertile ground that new life grows from. Sometimes we have to be very strong and very independent and very warrior-like to defend that ground. And that's what an archetype is. It's being able to identify with others who have parts of their personalities that we need to incorporate into our own to survive life on this planet and in these mortal bodies. The goddess for today is Persephone. Persephone has a very interesting story. She's Demeter's daughter. She was stolen by Hades, the god of the underworld, and in some of her stories, different cultures have different stories about Persephone. Some stories say that she was forced to marry Hades, and in return for agreeing to marry him, she only has to spend half the year with him in the underworld. In the other half, she can come back up top to the physical world that we live in, meaning that she crosses veils between worlds. Others say that because she didn't agree to marry him, she only has to spend half the year in the underworld, and the other half she can be up here with us. It doesn't matter whether she actually married him or not. Persephone has taken her knowledge of the underworld, the dark, black places, which is synonymous with our subconscious, the dark places in our minds where we hide our secrets, where we hide our dark parts and don't let them show, sometimes even to ourselves. She is the epitome of being able to, and I don't know, this it just shows her as being very, very dark. She's the epitome of us being able to rule over the dark parts of ourselves, the dark places in us, but not live there all the time. That is what she teaches us. She teaches us that we all have a dark side. We all have dark places in us. We all have the ability for negativity, but we don't have to live there. We can use that. Persephone's story is that when she's in the underworld, it's winter. And when she comes back up to the top, out into the physical world, then she is the bringer of spring. That's when new life happens. And that's the female body. That is the essence of femininity, the fertile ground that we can bring life, that we can grow life, that we make new life happen. Persephone has her message, her lesson is that while we all have dark parts in us, we don't have to live there, and we can take those dark parts as a place where we can rest and rejuvenate. And then when we come out of that dark place, we can bring new life to our lives. We can bring newness and freshness. We can bring spring to our life. If you want help with this or any of the services that I offer, the link from my website is on this video. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.